You may be wondering, Halloween, when are you going to get those Dark Souls videos up, you slacker? And I'm totally working on it, but I'll need your help for it. So basically, I'll be going through Dark Souls, but kind of streamlining the experience, such in a way like you don't have to put up with the really boring bits, like watching me backtrack after I die a billion times, which would be really boring and probably quite frequent. I know the game relatively well, but it's still, being Dark Souls, the chance of me dying, slipping up is still fairly high, so basically, it'll be going through a case of going up to the bosses, something like the boss dungeons, killing the bosses, that kind of thing. The interesting bits, basically, and not the bits where I go, shit, I died again, and again, and again, and again, and again. I start going really crazy and funny and foaming at the mouth and start biting random people in the street and going, Dark Souls, which is basically what's going to happen. So, to do this, like I said, I'll need your help. There are lots of classes in this game. They don't make an awful difference, but they'll certainly change the start of the game a little bit. So, there are a few quick choices. I'll go through them very briefly, but if you want, you can stop on the video and look at the stats if you can see them. I hope you can. If you can't, let me know on Twitter and I'll explain them to you a bit better. So, we've got the Warrior, which is pretty sword and board, relatively slow, fighty kind of character. Starts with sword and board, as same with the Knight, very slow, very similar. The Wanderer is a sort of a lighter build, more focus on DPS and sort of dodging. Sorry, DPS is damage per second in kind of MMO term, but more dodging and things, rather than blocking like these two. These two are blockers, this is a dodger if you like. Another dodge style class, this one's all about sort of backstabbing and a few bits like that, very agile. Bandits are very heavy hitter, but cannot really take hits, more of a berserker style thing. The Hunter, same to do with the bows. I've never been a fan of the bow use in this game. It always seems a bit wonky, but that's what they do. They're sort of semi-ranged character. The Sorcerer is a magic caster that looks absolutely terrible. You need to change that hat so it looks awful on you. Pyromancer is a strong physical character, but also uses fire magic, which is very, very strong in this game. The fire magic isn't actually based on any stats as such, kind of like unlike the Sorcerers. So you can actually make a strong melee character with spells, basically, kind of battle magey. But the Pyromancy is very strong and very entertaining. So the Pyromancer is quite a fun one. Cleric is all about the faith. Lots of different faith spells in this that do healing, throwing magic spears, that kind of thing. It's a fairly weak armoured build to start with, but like I said, can heal each other, so that's quite useful. Deprived is completely starting butt naked with a club. Well, as you can see, not really a lot going on for the Deprived, so that's how they work. Right, so that's that. They're the classes. The gifts, they're a bit different. I will actually be picking a gift because it'll let us do more stuff, basically. The Master's Key will let us get into more areas, I can show you more things. Watch me getting crushed by more monsters by going, oh, hello, I've opened a door I shouldn't do, and a big nasty man with a massive club will cave my head in. That's usually how it goes. Sex doesn't matter, so I'll pick whatever at the time. Face, hair, colour, again, doesn't matter. Chuck a name in if you want. When you're voting, please, if I see a funny name, I'll go with that. That sounds good. No fag balls, please. That'd be nice. Or no Tits McGee, as amusing Tits McGee is, it wouldn't be a good Dark Souls name. Or maybe it would be, I don't know. Maybe. Bullet. Anyway, generally speaking, that's what we're going to be going with there. Yeah, so, these are the classes again. Pick what you like, have a think about it. Let us know. I'm going to be chucking the intro video on now, so do let us, so you can have a quick watch of that. And we'll be starting this basically as soon as, let's say, not tomorrow, let's say Thursday would probably be a good start for this one. So we'll do this Thursday after the votes have been tallied and whatnot. When you are voting, to make life a bit easier for me, if you could just put Warrior, Knight, Wanderer, Thief, Bandit, etc. in, that'd be great. Because that'll help me tally things up a bit. Because I mean, if there's thousands of votes, I don't know how many we're going to end up with, or even hundreds, it's going to be quite difficult otherwise. Because I can count them up if you just use the words. It makes life a bit easier. Right, that's it, I think. Sit back and enjoy the intro movie. I hope you will be looking forward to Dark Souls. It is an absolutely fantastic RPG stroke dark horror style game. It is quite dark and unpleasant, so calling it horror is a bit of a stretch, but I'd say it's certainly more horror than Alan Wake, let's put it that way. That's it. So yeah, I hope you look forward to it. What I will be doing as well, if you want to either join with me in co-op while I'm recording, if it works, of course, that's all depending if it works, or you want to invade and try and kill me, I will be posting when I'm recording up on Twitter. Keep an eye on the Twitter, and if you can get away with it, come and invade me. Bring it on. I'll be up for a bit of a laugh, because I'll be online, obviously playing this online. Thank you very much for watching, enjoy the intro, and please, vote away.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed. shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty gods peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease, and Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.